of our program that goes around to different parts of Africa, particularly West Africa and now Africa in general. Today we are having the Health Commissioner of Uganda and Nigeria, Mr. Nelson Ochigari. I hope I've said the name right, sir.
Yes, you have tried.
So actually, the High Commissioner is in Kano to attend the 42nd Kano International Trade Fair, whose aim of strengthening the bilateral relationship between Nigeria and his country, in particular Kano, a state with the highest population in the country and business opportunities. Sir, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Actually, sir, we are talking of how Africans can benefit themselves in different regards. Now you are in Kano, attending the 42nd Kano International Trade Fair, and you have delivered a wonderful speech there, which even attracted our attention to seek for your audience here. Sir, you talk about how Nigeria and Uganda can benefit itself, and East African country and West African countries, particularly in the areas of education, health, technology, and ICT. Sir, how can these two countries benefit from one another?
First and foremost, for the countries to benefit from each other, there must be very close political relations. There must be very cordial diplomatic relations. And there must be respect for one another. Now, all those three things that I have talked about exist between the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Republic of Uganda. Now, it's not enough for governments to cooperate. It's not enough for governments to be friendly to one another. Those friendly relations must translate to the benefit of the people we represent. Now, how do the people of Nigeria and the people of Uganda benefit from the relationship between these two governments? Investments. Border investments. Where our investments are not controlled by the borders. When I talk about cross-border investment, forget about the border between Uganda and Cameroon.
Yeah.
In the entire Africa, there are borders. So it doesn't necessarily mean you must cross only one border. You can cross 2, you can cross 3, you can cross 4. Now, there are investment opportunities in Uganda, and I'm sure there are investment opportunities in Nigeria. I had the opportunity, for example, to visit the store of the Dangote group of companies. And I see they are producing cement, they are producing fertilizers, they are producing salt. Now, in Uganda, we have got raw materials for the production of salt, for the production of fertilizers, and for the production of cement. So the raw materials are there. The investment climate is conducive because we are reducing the cost of doing business, the cost of power, the cost of transportation, the processes of establishing a business. We are working on that. Vice versa. The other area is on tourism. For a very long time, Africans, not just in Nigeria, even in Uganda, we prefer to go to Europe for holidays, to go to America for holidays, to go to the Middle East for holidays, to go to Asia for holidays. I'm encouraging the people of Nigeria to go to the Middle East only for Hajj. But if they want to enjoy the beautiful scenery, to see the wonderful animals, to enjoy the beautiful food, which is the same as the food in Nigeria, only that we prepare differently. See the hospitality of people where you are not discriminated because of your color. It's important that we learn to visit African countries.
So before we jump or we proceed to another side, talking of this tourism, but there's issue of insecurity.
It's the responsibility of governments to ensure that there is law and order, to ensure that there is stability in their countries. Yes, we are having challenges in many countries in Africa now, whether it is terrorism, inter-ethnic clashes, name them. But these are issues that governments are determined to address. In the Ugandan case, we have tried as much as possible to ensure that over the last 25 years, we are a stable country. You can move from the south to the north, from the east to the west, any part of the night, and you are sure of reaching your destination.
So what are the tourism potential of your country?
First and foremost, we have got wild animals, which you can find in our national parks. And we have got big national parks, where you'll find animals which you cannot find in many parts of Africa. The lions, the buffaloes, the chimpanzees, the gorillas, you find them in Uganda. We have got game reserves. We have got water bodies. We have got cultural centers that attract people. And above all, we have got a very hospitable group of people in Uganda. Whether you go to the north, or to the south, or to the east, or to the north, you are sure of being received in any of those countries. So those are the tourist opportunities available. And on top of just seeing those things, there's opportunity for anybody who wants to invest in the hospitality industry. If you want to build a hotel, if you want to invest in transportation, if you want to invest in logistics, all that is essential in the tourism industry. You can do that investment.
Okay, sir, going to the educational sector, education and ICT, which is very critical to the development of any nation. Your country is known for ICT and education because a lot of Nigerians are attending different universities in Uganda. So, how can you assess the level of relationship between Nigeria and Uganda in terms of education and exchange between the institutions and the individuals?
First of all, the advantage which is there is that we have the same educational system because of our colonial history. We are colonized by the British, just as Nigeria was colonized by the British. So we have the same educational system, we have the same common law system, and that alone makes it easier. The other thing is that our standard, the quality of education in our country has remained very competitive, and it is affordable. Now, because of the good diplomatic relations between Uganda and Nigeria, we are encouraging cooperation at a public sector level, where either the federal government or the state government can sponsor students to go to Uganda. Likewise, the government of Uganda can send students to any university in Nigeria on exchange program. You might wish to know that right now we have got an arrangement with the government of Nigeria, where every year the government of Nigeria sends us lecturers from the level of associate director, associate professor, upwards, to go and teach in the various universities in Uganda.
As an aid?
The technical aid.
Technical aid.
This year alone, we have received 36 Nigerians who have gone to Uganda to teach in the different universities. So we appreciate that. Why does that happen? Because of the relations that exist, because of the same educational system we have, because of the quality of education that we have, because of the competitiveness in terms of the cost of education in our universities. Now, why must we, as governments, encourage this? Not just trade between our countries, not just investment between our countries, not just tourism between our countries, but including education. And I must add cultural cooperation. Because just like in Nigeria, we have traditional leaders in different parts of the country who are leading the different communities on the basis of their traditions, their norms and values. We must be proud of that as Africans. I see them here. Today I was sitting next to the representative of the Nig. In Uganda, we value traditional institutions because that is our heritage. Those are the custodians of our culture. We must encourage this. Now, what all this help us is because as governments, we want to create an integrated Africa where we have got common understanding in the entire continent. You have talked about 1.2 billion people. That's a very big market.
1.3, sir.
That's a very big market. Population, that's a very big market. Now, we must encourage all African countries, particularly governments, to operationalize the agreement establishing continental free trade area. Why? Because it will give us an opportunity to scale up trade between African countries. As at the moment, the level of trade between African countries is very low. What do I mean? We're importing more from Europe, but not from Africa.
So why?
We're importing more from Asia, not more from Africa. And the same with America. You're asking why. It has to do with the mindset. Because for a very long time, most of our people have believed that if you want a good quality product, you must go to America, you must go to Europe, you must go to Asia. But the truth be told, we now have very high quality products in the entire African continent.
So with regard to that, there are some critical investments that Africans cannot do because of the huge amount that investment requires. And we have to import that from other continents.
For example,
machineries, like cars and other big machines that we cannot produce.
Now, you are talking about machinery. The raw materials used for making any machinery you are talking about are in Uganda. I mean, in Africa. Steel is in Africa. Iron ore is in Africa. The different minerals that you use for making any machinery is in Africa. If you talk about technological expertise, if you go to Europe, if you go to Americas, the best engineers you find in those parts of the world are from Africa.
So why Africans are performing more outside Africa?
Now, you don't make me a professor of science.
You should go to the question directly. Just go to your questions.
Don't make me a professor. So what I am saying, I went, for example, to Anambra State.
Yeah.
And there's a factory that is assembling vehicles in Oso.
In Oso.
In Oso.
Yeah.
The question is, why are we not buying vehicles from that factory? I have seen those vehicles. They are being used by the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Why are we not selling those cars outside Nigeria? Why are those cars not very popular in Nigeria? But you find in Toyota, you find other brands, but not in also made in Nigeria. So it has to do with the mindset. What am I saying? We have the resources for making machinery. We have the technology, the technological know-how to make these products. We just need to change our mindset as leaders in the public offices, as leaders in the private sector. Once we do that, we can be able to encourage production of quality products in our continent, and there is market for them.
So because of time factor, what is your message to the Kano people? As I understand that maybe you are in Kano for the first time, if I'm not maybe right.
First, I want to thank the people of Kano because ever since I arrived, I have seen very smiling faces. I have seen the very welcoming people. And it has confirmed what I used to study in history, that Kano was the center of commerce in West Africa. Now, I would like to encourage the people of Kano not to think about commerce within West Africa, but to think about commerce including Central Africa, including East Africa, particularly Uganda. Because, like I said, and I want to repeat it, there are so many products we are producing in Uganda that can find market here. And there are so many products that are in Nigeria that are produced in Kano that can be taken to Uganda. Yesterday, I met the Manufacturers Association, and they told us that the rice that is produced in Kano, rice mills, all the rice mills they have produce rice which meets the demands of only 30% of the market. Now, if you are meeting only 30% of the market, what about 70%? Where do you get rice forever? We have rice in Uganda. So, meaning that you have a shortage, we have a surplus. Come for it.
So it means there need to be the gap.
Exactly. So, the point is, I want to encourage the public sector and the private sector of Kano. Today, I was a guest of the Kano Chamber of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture. I would like them to begin a conversation with the Uganda Chamber of Commerce and Industry, so that avenues of information sharing, avenues of cooperation are opened and they are able to trade between Nigeria and Uganda. Like we are doing at the public sector level, we are having a lot of sharing of information. We are cooperating at very different levels. We want that to move to the private sector. We want it to go to the cultural sector. We want it to go to the technical sector. That way, we will unite our people as a continent.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, thank you for taking your time. The Nigerians, the Ugandan ambassador or High Commissioner in Nigeria, His Excellency Nelson Ochigari. Pardon me for spelling the name, sir. On behalf of all my crew, I am Mohammed San saying goodbye for now.